I am live. That's what it says. So let's see. Mm-mm-mm. Is someone, am I live yet? I'm assuming I'm in the right spot. Let's see. What page am I on? I don't even know where I'm at. Let's see. Is it streaming? There it is. There we are. Okay. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I started a little early. I know I say about 10:45-ish, just because I have a meeting before this. But we got done early, so I can start early. And I'm excited. I'm using a new platform to stream into Facebook. And so I may or may not be able to see your comments real easily. So I'm looking. Let me see. I'm going to pull this up. One moment, please, before we get started to see. Oop, we're going to turn that off so we don't have double voices. Okay, so let's see. We're going to look at the comments or not, maybe. I don't know. Okay, so if you are here, I want you to go ahead and comment and say hello, and we'll see how this goes. And if this works, yay. If not, we'll go back to using the Facebook Studio. But I like this one better just because it's easier and I can put my name and stuff here. Hey, Aline, how are you? I'm going to try and put a light over here so that I don't look one-sided. Maybe that'll work. Who knows? And I'm trying to sit here to block all the Christmas junk behind me because I love Christmas, but in December, my office usually is the place where we put all of the bins and things and the Christmas presents to hide them so they're not downstairs. Not that anyone's coming over. Anyway, so welcome to Messy Bun Monday. My bun is somewhat messy. Hey, Alicia. I hope everybody's doing good and you can hear me. And so I'm really, really excited to be here this Monday because we're getting closer to Christmas. And I wanted to talk really briefly about some things. We will do a card pull, but first thing first, I had an interesting talk yesterday with a family member who was like, I don't want to put up a tree and I don't want to. And I also know there are people out there that are feeling kind of the same way. And some people like me, I have both my trees up. It has taken me kind of longer to ease into that holiday spirit because the world has been so different this year. And I do want to say two things about this because being a coach, I feel like I want to address things to make sure everyone's cool and feels good about as they edge into the holidays. Everybody has experienced this year in a different way, first of all. Some people have had enormous tragedy, and other people have kind of sailed through where it's almost like it really didn't affect them, except for I can't go out or whatever. But I do want to focus on two things. First thing is, if you are choosing that normally you put up a tree, you bake the cookies, you do all the things, and and you're choosing not to because you feel that this year's just not lending to it, but somewhere deep inside it's more of a, well, I'm not going to do it because I feel like I shouldn't because the year has been crappy and it would be almost disrespectful. But the fact is, if it brings you joy, this is the whole thing. If there is a world you want to see and that world is full of joy, then you need to be the change you want to see in the world. So if a tree brings you joy, if baking cookies brings you joy, if doing the holiday things that you love, because I'm like a gnome or I'm like Buddy the Elf. I love all this stuff. So for me, yeah, it was kind of arduous to like force ourselves to put up the lights and put up the trees and stuff because the year has been so crazy. But now that I've kind of do it, it's taken me about 2 weeks to get into that mode. And I was like, okay, I'm just going to keep doing the things that I normally do and see if I can get some traction to pop the clutch and get the feeling going. And over the weekend, I wrote out all my Christmas cards and I was like, oh, I'm starting to feel it. I'm starting to feel it. And so I started, feeling much more interested in it and feeling that spirit and realized that doing things that bring me joy for the sake of the joy is really important right now. Okay, so that's lesson number one. Now, I do want to say this. There are folks out there that this time of year may be a little more painful. So I don't want to discount that at all. This time of year can be very painful for some folks due to things that have happened or things that have happened this year. So if all you can do this year is just keep your chin up and you're like, I really just don't want to decorate. I just don't feel it. I just am not feeling good about all of this. Um, and putting a tree up might remind me of something sad. That's okay too. Here's the key I think that I want to drive home. Whatever brings you joy, whatever makes you feel and reach for that higher vibration, I want you to do. I don't want you to think, especially right now, I don't want you to start thinking about what are other people going to think if I take a picture of myself in front of a tree when we're all supposed to be sad, or we're all supposed to be angry, or we're all supposed to be confused. And I also don't want you to think about what will other people think if I post a picture of my home and there is no tree, or there is no whatever that is like the holiday. Okay? Because the fact is that how you choose to celebrate this year is such a personal decision. And this is really comes back to that adage that we talk about a lot of times, where we talk about other people's opinions are none of my business. And I always say that, whether they tell you that shirt brings out your eyes and it looks pretty on you, or they say, where did you get that in the rubbish bin? Neither of those things matter because those are other people's opinions. So if somebody says, where's your tree? You need to put it up. Come on, let's do this. We need a little sparkle right now. It's okay if you say, you know what, I'm just not feeling it. And if you do put your tree up and someone's like, how can you do that? It's like, I put it in the stand and I put a Christmas ball on it. The thing is that whatever way you choose to celebrate right now, and I'm using Christmas, so it's like if it's a menorah, if it's something from Kwanzaa, if it's another holiday that you celebrate, Festivus, whatever you celebrate this time of year, if you choose to, however you choose to show up and celebrate that feels good for you, of all the years, be okay with doing whatever that takes for you. Okay. I'm not here to tell you put up your tree and find, some sort of fake joy, slap a happy face sticker on that smelly trash can that you feel right now. That is not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is if you feel like the smelly trash can and you want to change, and that change for you is putting the tree up, then put the tree up and don't give a shit what other people think. If that smelly trash can is making you say, you know what, if I put that tree up, it's going to make my trash can stink a whole lot more. But if I don't, and I find something else to do that I really enjoy, that's what I'm going to do. If somebody gives you shit about that, tell them to go Twitch somewhere else. Okay. So one of the things that I wanted to really talk about today that Spirit put on my heart to share with you is however you choose to celebrate, whatever holiday you choose to celebrate is okay. And to be okay in that space and give yourself permission to not listen to other people. Give yourself permission to stand in your own power of how you choose to be, okay? And I say that with the utmost love and affection. And know, even if no one else is standing next to you, I am energetically standing next to you when you stand your ground, okay? So let's pull a card really quick, because I do want to try and keep these to 15 minutes or less. I'm getting better at that. So let's do that. And so thank you for kind of like hanging out with me through my Michelle's soapbox this morning of you celebrate, you do you, boo. However you choose to celebrate this holiday, whether it is a tree, whether it's tinsel, whether it is a menorah or a Festivus pole or none of the above, and you just, eat Ben and Jerry's and, play with your dog. So whatever works for you, you do you, boo, this holiday, because that's what this is about. It's about celebrating the spark within, okay? So I'm going to pull a card. And so what we're going to ask the cards this week, and I'm using Animal Spirit deck. So see, lovely. They're on this side. They look like that. I have a link to the deck, I think, in this or there. Wherever the post is, there's a link there that if you want that deck, there you go. So we're going to just pull a quick card for the week. And we're going to just say, what does everyone who sees this need to know this week? What do we need to focus on this week? I think is a good one. And no, they just want me to kind of thin out and pull this one. Okay. Ooh, funny. I love little frog spirit. Clear out the clutter. I cannot tell you how many clients in the past 2 weeks we've had conversations about cleaning out the energetic clutter. It's it's almost like this year, if you've been kind of doing your work and really kind of feeling through everything and doing the what serves me and what doesn't, I want to remind everyone, you don't want to, like, sometimes when we do the clean out, we put all of the junk in the extra bedroom, and then the house looks really pretty, except there's still some stuck energy in the extra bedroom because you got all your shit in there that you don't want anymore. So I'm going to encourage you to bag it up, call the junk people, haul it out to the trash bin, haul it to the dump if you live out in the country. I didn't know that was a thing until I moved here. Do whatever. I have other friends that really live out in the country and they have it, throw it in a fire in the backyard. Whatever your jam is, if you live in the city, don't do that. But whatever your jam is to get rid of the clutter, get this week is take the trash out. Take the trash out, because here's the thing. That trash is old labels, old thinking, old programming, old ways of doing things that we clung to because we thought they serve us, things that we identified ourselves as, and we say to ourselves, who are we if I don't have that label? But it doesn't serve me anymore, but I'm really not sure. I want you to change your thinking. When you send that declutter out, when you send it out, realize that you are making space for opportunity that can bring in more people, more experiences, more things to help you rise that are more aligned with who you are now than who you were in January of last year, and who you are going to be, the new version of you as you transition through into 2021. Okay, but you can't do that with ease if you got a bunch of shit clogging up your pipes there. So make sure this week, I don't care if you journal it out and burn it or journal it out and throw it through the shredder. I would journal out, what is it that I want to declutter? What are the things that this year I have figured out do not serve me? And I want them downloaded out of your brain onto a piece of paper with a pen or pencil, none of this computer bullshit, because I was talking to a client the other day and I said, you remember when we had phones, like real phones, and when you got pissed off, you could take the handset and just whack it down and the thing would ring and it would clank and all this stuff when you hung up, and like the person on the other end knew you meant business. Like when you take your phone and you're like, I'm hanging up on you. Yeah, that doesn't do anything for me. So it's the same thing. Take your pencil, take your notepads, take your pen, write it out, and then shred it, throw it in the fire, do whatever it is that you need to do to get all that stuff out symbolically, and then declutter it. Get it out of the house. And maybe it's physical stuff. You just need to call the junk haulers and have them come and haul that shit away. Maybe it's both. This is your week to get that handled, because coming in the next couple of weeks is our new year and we want to be fresh. Plus, we got a full moon, a new moon. We got all the moons. So this week, Frog Spirit is here to say, take out the clutter, clear out the clutter. So that is the word for you. I hope that was helpful this week. And I hope it was helpful to give you kind of a virtual permission slip to celebrate this month and to do whatever it is that you feel is helpful and supportive and celebratory for you, whatever that looks like for you, to give you that permission slip, that virtual permission slip, to do that in ways that feel good. Because that's the goal here, is to be as high vibrational as we can be. And so whatever that is or looks like for you, know that it's okay. Okay. Yeah, I may be over here going, it's Christmas, running around like a crazy person, but that might not be it for you. And that's okay. All right. So do you clean out clutter. And by the way, I think I'm actually like redoing my schedule. So I only have one spot left for the New Year reading. So if you want that, you got to go to the calendar link and grab that spot. The other stuff is going to start happening in January that I'm concocting in my brain. So make sure you are watching this space or you're subscribed to my newsletter. If you do not get the weekly newsletter, there's the replay of this. There's the moon journal prompts for the every time we have a new moon, full moon. It gives the explanation of the moon and some journal prompts for you to do some moon manifesting if that's your jam. I give a channeled message every week in there. And then there's just like, hey, here's what's going on. Here's the happenings with me and you. And so that you can, kind of hang out with whatever works for you. But that newsletter goes out every Tuesday right now. I think I might change it because a lot of people get lots of newsletters on Tuesday, and I don't want to be part of the noise. But that's an internal decision. Sorry. So if you want to be part of that newsletter, just drop your email into a private message to me because I don't want you like sharing your personal stuff on my page because this is public. But message me and give me your email. I'll put you on the list. If you want that last New Year's spot, please feel free to hop over to the calendar and grab it. And then we're going to start talking about, I don't know if those of you were with me last year, I did the Setting Your Manifesting Compass in January. So I am working on getting that together. And so that will be coming very soon. So watch this space, and I will talk more about that in the coming weeks or next week, depending on where my brain is. And other than that, I will see you soon. Hopefully I'll see you on my calendar soon. Other than that, I will see you next Monday for Messy Bun Monday. And that's all. Have a great week. Love you guys. Declutter. Love yourselves. Do you. And that's all you need to do. Okay? Love you. Have a great week. Mwah. Bye, y'all.